Hey everybody, it's been a couple weeks since we've been out to the property and it's rained quite a bit. Before that I'd gone through and I'd leveled out the road a little bit and tried to make it so it drained a little bit better. So let's see if it made any difference. So the main part of the road down here looks pretty good. We've got a couple of places where it washed out a little bit, but I think that should be fairly easy to just kind of work over.
Well, you can see people's tire tracks too.
Yeah. But this will probably be a work in progress where we slowly work. We've got a little bit of a slope going over this way. It's still a little high in a couple places, but it looks like most of the water did try and go over to that side because you don't see a lot of gullies and stuff over here. I mean, here's one that's kind of small, but it's not some of the big gullies that you sometimes see. So that was the main objective, is trying to get the water to go that way and not make gullies in this main road area.
And Larry was already making the road kind of drain this direction. So we're just trying to continue kind of what Larry was doing.
So here's a little bit of road that's doing again what we wanted. If you notice on the right hand side there's not a whole lot of drainage, but water did come over to the left hand side over here, my left, and the gullies are all down here, but they're all kind of down this side, which is what we wanted the water to do, come over here and run down here, not right in the middle of the road. So far so good. So this is an area that kind of catches all the water coming off of the hill. So there's a little bump here, but this becomes really inconvenient when we're pulling a trailer in. There's a big bump here. So
That Larry put in.
yeah, Larry kind of put this in, but I think he put it in because there's a bit of water that comes down off of a thing there. So there's kind of a natural gully here. So I would like to put in a culvert right here, kind of leave this still kind of coming up and allowing the water to go off that direction, but dig out a little area so the water can come down, go into the culvert, go under once it gets down here, and hopefully direct the water off into that direction. So that's a future project for another day.
Okay. My only question / concern with doing that is this is technically not on our property anymore.
Now we'll get approval from the board.
And the lot owners.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is a good plan that would obviously benefit all of our lots that are right here on this road right here.
Yeah, but you make a good point. We should probably talk to the lot owners.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this side would care as much, but this side where all the water's dumping into,
They might care a little
they might
more.
care.
Yeah. So, pro tip, talking to your neighbors is important. It's really hard to tell depths, I feel
That's
like.
why with me standing in it, does it show like there's a dip?
There is a definite dip, everybody. I don't know.
I mean, it's only probably a foot and a half that it changes right now. We'd probably dig down another foot or two and then use that dirt to fill this in over the culvert. I don't want to dig down too deep because it's pretty level on both sides, but do want to provide a way for the water to run through that doesn't make a big dip.
Yeah.
You feel it a lot more when you're in your trailer or pulling the trailer.
Yeah, it is a pretty big bump when you go over it.
Or even with the four-wheelers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So up this hill is where we've got probably still some more work to do. It does look like water was coming across the road over to there. So probably need to level this out a little bit, maybe move some of that dirt down to there. This is still a little bit high on this side, it looks like. Yeah, so we still need to do a little bit more work to slope it as it's coming up down the hill this direction. We did get a lot of it going this direction. If you notice, there's a pile here and it's diverting the water off, so we didn't get it going all the way down. The water went off this direction, but we still have enough running water coming down that it washed out a nice little rut right here and a rut on the other side. So we'll have to work on clearing that out again and moving the dirt over to the right, kind of sloping it off that direction. So work in progress.
Yeah, it is definitely a work in progress, and it's always changing.
Right. So I think just over time as we maintain it
Mm-hmm.
and see where the water's running, fix where the water's running, and
Yeah.
we'll
Just
slowly
see
get
what
better
the
over time.
rains do to it, what the winter does every year. I mean, yeah, it's always probably something we will always have to.
Well, one word of advice that Larry gave us was let the road kind of settle in and get compacted before you come in and put a lot of gravel on it. Because if you don't have a good grade on the road, when you put the gravel on it, then the gravel's just going to wash away. But But if you get a good grade on it, then the gravel will stay for a long time and you'll have a good road for a good time. So our goal is to get this to a point where we can come in and put some gravel, and then hopefully it won't be as slippery slidey when it rains down here.
Yes.
This section actually isn't too bad. It's sandy, but when we get down closer to our lot, it gets a little more clay and it's super slick.
It is pretty slick. We've gotten stuck at the bottom when it's wet.
Just turning into our lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's pretty flat down there. It's not like we're on a hill.
Not a huge hill, no.
Alrighty. So that's the road update. And then when we were pulling in, we had a little surprise. Normally when we pull into the lot, this is what we see. So behind me is the scene of the crime. When we pulled in, we were shocked to find a trailer, an RV trailer, and a truck parked right there. We were like, what the heck? This is our property. So Kate went over to the trailer to knock on it and, you know, kind of see what was going on. Like maybe someone was just on the wrong lot. I mean, it's kind of easy to do around here, maybe get the lot lines mixed up. So he went and knocked, no one was there. So like, what do we do? These guys are on our property. I'm like, what is going on? And then luckily another truck pulled up with a bunch of guys in it. So Cade went over and talked to them, and it went okay. It could have gone a lot worse, could have gone a lot better. He asked them, are you guys just maybe on the wrong lot or whatever? But turns out they were working for a neighbor across the street building a cabin. They ended up leaving kind of in a little tiff. This is where I think it could have gone a little bit better. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but they obviously weren't happy, and we weren't obviously happy either. They claimed they thought they were on BLM property, and we're like, no, you're on private property. And this is where it would have been really great to have onX so that you could tell exactly where you are. There is BLM property around us, but on our particular road, we don't back up to any BLM property. We have landowners on that side. We have landowners on this side of us and this side of us. Basically down our whole road is all privately owned. So they should have kind of known. I did feel kind of bad though. I was like, I hope they found another spot to park their camper, because it was about 5 o'clock at night. They had a couple hours to probably figure something out though, but yeah, it could have gone a little bit better. So anyway, that's the story. Ooh. We found more water drainage.
You'll see where it came from.
Let's go
So it
find
looks like
the
it had a
source.
pretty good flow through here.
Well, it is slightly uphill right here where you're walking.
Right, but where did
This
it
is lower.
start?
It looks like a lot of drainage channels through here. It kind of just goes all over the place.
I think this used to go more over this other way, but now it's forming a new channel. There's just kind of a little channel coming down. We might have to redirect, because we don't want it flowing down towards the road.
Right.
It shouldn't be too hard to redirect it.
Don't get attacked by that prickly pear. Look at the prickly pear. Here it is. Dropped a lot of water out of the culvert. Poof.
Get some rocks in there so it stops washing that out.
And ran down our little ravine. Fortunately, it doesn't look like there's a lot of dirt or sediment staying in the culvert. That's good. It did definitely drop farther on that end.
So we had quite a bit of water come down through here. You can see the mud kind of starting to form. Look how it's kind of washing out down closer to the what
Oh,
we built up.
look at that. I don't know if you can see that on camera, guys. That's down like a good, what, 3 inches?
Probably more than that, because it was all up here. I'd say 6 inches. And then the part I'm more concerned about is down here where the gravel is starting to kind of wash away a little bit.
Oh, look, it did take out some of those rocks.
My hand.
In hand. Okay, so this along here, I'm showing it in the, was where all the rain came.
They said we got almost 3 inches of rain while we were gone the past 2 weeks. We haven't been here.
It's a lot of rain at once.
So all of this water, when they cleared the area away, Larry kind of made us a little path for the water to come down. Because
So that it
normally
wouldn't-
comes clear up at the top so it wouldn't wash down more where the container was. We probably need to build this up a little bit more so it just goes a little bit further and then goes down.
Because the wash is not too far away over there. We just need to get it to go into the wash.
Which it did. It just needs to go a little bit further before it starts to go down.
It just took a little detour over by the container. So we need to divert the water a little bit further away from our container so it can actually hit into this little gully that's already established by Mother Nature.
Well, and you can see it built up probably a nice little puddle here, and it actually started to try and go that way a little bit, but then most of it went down and around the container.
Oh yeah, some did go that way. Well, yeah, I mean, building that up kind of like,
Just to the level of that.
well, yeah, that was the one nice thing when we had those piles of debris that we cleared out. I mean, like, I like how open it makes it feel, but I bet that debris pile that we removed was helping it
Not too much.
just build up a little berm a little bit.
Well, I don't know that I want to berm there because you want to be able to walk.
We can
Like
walk
that?
over a berm,
Yeah, but
just like a little baby hill.
I was thinking more about leveling this out so that it doesn't want to come down this direction until it's way past.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because you want it leveled too to be able to sit and do stuff. So build that up to that level with dirt, and then that'll work it all more this direction.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one thing that we kind of want to try and evaluate with where our building site is. There's quite a bit of sediment and sand there that we're going to dig out, but if the water keeps on flowing, we got to be able to direct the water around our house and around the container and stuff. So we're not totally sure that that's the building site that we want because it is a lot of sand and it's in the flow of water. So one of the nice things about being out here for a while before we build is we get to see where the water flows and things along those lines.
Absolutely. So that's kind of what happened while we were gone.
We're so glad that we're having the opportunity to see all the different things that happen here on our lot so we could prepare for them and plan for the next time.
Yep. All right. We'll catch you guys later.